Hi there, and welcome to AP Euro Bit by Bit. Once again, my name's Paul Sargent. I thought I'd take you outside today because over the past few episodes we've been talking about man's place in the world, and being outside is being in the world. Okay, I'm on my back porch, but you get the idea. Anyway, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be leaving the Renaissance. So I wanted to just kind of take one episode, a real short one, to sum up what the Renaissance had to tell us and put it all into context, because that's what history is all about, is understanding the context of events and movements. Now, over the past few episodes, we've taken a look at different aspects of the Renaissance. We've taken a look at the way Renaissance rulers have looked at the way they rule. The concept of power has changed. We've looked at the way that humanism has changed the way that man looks at his place in the universe. Not so much religious anymore as secular. The idea that it's okay for a man not only, or for mankind, not only to improve themselves, but also to improve the society around them. And that's a good thing. It's translated itself economically with more trade. It's translated itself literarily and artistically with humanism and Renaissance art. And it's manifested itself in terms of politics when you have these new monarchs that are coming along and ruling their countries and consolidating them in entirely new ways. So what's the point of all of this? Well, here it is. First of all, this is a departure from the Middle Ages. We have something vastly different. The Middle Ages were all about religion, and Catholicism was the unifying force of Europe, within a whole bunch of chaos. Now, nation states are starting to develop in most areas of Northern and Western Europe. Not all places, but in most places. And people are now starting to find translations and finding ways to translate ancient texts. And what we're going to see over the next few episodes is that movement, that scholastic movement to translate ancient texts from ancient languages, is going to translate itself into perhaps the most important book in all of Western civilization, the Bible. And when people go back to early Greek and Latin manuscripts of the Bible and start translating them into the vernacular languages so that the people themselves can read the Bible and interpret it themselves, there's going to be an entirely different way of looking at Christianity, which is going to spark this next movement that we're going to talk about, the Protestant Reformation. And when people start reading the Bible for themselves, they start questioning whether the official doctrine of the Catholic Church is the actual true doctrine, especially if it's contradicted by passages in the Bible. But before we leave the Renaissance, there is one other thing that I need to say. This period is important because it solidifies for the rest of modern European history our concept of not only man's place in the universe, but also our concept of beauty. The perfection of the human form, which is achieved during the Renaissance, is going to be repeated over and over and over. It's going to be used as a model not only to emulate at times, but also to improve upon at times or to change at times. And it's going to be sort of the model for the rest of, well, the next 500 years. But probably more than that. The Renaissance gives Europeans the ability and the intellectual background to be able to consolidate power into major nation states that are going to end up becoming the driving force in world history for the next 500 years. And that's the story of this entire course. The rise of power. And let it not be forgotten that while this power is being consolidated by these monarchies, there's a middle class on the rise. And that middle class will gradually rise and gradually gain more power throughout the entirety of this course. So that's basically what the Renaissance is. It's the birth, it's a rebirth in terms of the ideas of the ancient world, but it's the birth of the modern world. And if you understand that, you understand the Renaissance. Thank you for watching. My name's Paul Sargent. This is AP Euro Bit by Bit. We're outside today. It's a nice day. I hope you have a nice day. Take care.